tell everybody what the
So
cigar
what
was.
I had,
and
what I had
think
was
I
the
can tell you
San
what the tobacco
Lotano
was.
Requiem by AJ Fernandez, and apparently, looking on here, it is a Ecuadorian Habano wrapper with Nicaraguan binder and Nicaraguan and Ecuadorian fillers. Now I will get on with my with your
thoughts regarding
thoughts
this cigar.
regarding this.
Yeah.
So this was the 5x54 Robusto.
I just want to stop and say you're smoking like one of my favorites this week.
I picked that up when I saw it and it looked interesting. You said that's one of my favorites. So I said, let's see if he actually has taste.
Okay.
He does like IPAs.
You like IPAs?
I do. I just like saying that because it's funny. All right. So this was the Robusto 5x54. The appearance, ruddy brown, veiny, a little firm overall. Had a little kind of a leathery feel to the outside leaf. San Lotano label on it and an AJ Fernandez label right underneath it. Pre-light sniff on this, earthy and sweet coffee with chocolate and a slight barnyard flavor in the background. It was really nice. I used a clip on this. It had about a medium draw, and a pre-light draw on this was cedar and chocolate with coffee and pepper, little pepper right up front on that.
You're always going to get a little bit of chocolate on that
Plus,
cigar.
it's a cigar you like. It's always going to have some pepper in it. The initial light on this had the pepper blast. It had it right up front. Nice, big, full-flavored pepper blast. Tangy leather on the lips. Kind of taste round chocolate at the back of the palate, sweet cedar retrohale on it. The first third of this went right in, kept that cedar and tangy pepper going on right up front with the backed by bitter chocolate and leather. This was great flavors. This was absolutely fantastic. It has a slight underlying sweetness the whole time that was really interesting, and I couldn't put my finger on what exactly it was, but there were some fun flavors that showed up in here. The retrohale was cedar and earthy chocolate, solid ash, uneven burn. The second third of this, pepper moves back a little bit, making room for leather. Dark fruitiness showed up a little bit underlying there. The earth and bitter chocolate with underlying sweetness. That sweetness was just there. And a slight nuttiness happened about the middle of the cigar. Just a little bit of but a sweet kind of nuttiness, like cashews or a little bit sweet, those kind of things.
Like a softer nuttiness. Yeah.
Right. Fantastic. The retrohale was cedar and chocolate with a hint of leather. Solid ash, uneven burn. The last third of the cigar, overall sweetness moves forward a little bit, actually. You think a lot of times the pepper will move forward towards the end of this, but the sweetness actually built up a little bit, and I really enjoyed that. Cedar, leather, bitter chocolate remain constant, touches of dark fruit in the background. The retrohale is cedar and chocolate, solid ash, good burn. I never tended this cigar. You could see in the pictures that it actually started burning uneven right from the start a little bit.
But by the time you got to the last third, it sort of straightened itself out.
I never tended it. It just never got that far out of a realm of an okay burn that I just never bothered with, and that's okay with me. Like, if I don't have to tend it and it evens itself out by the last third, I'm super happy with that. This was an $8.05 cigar. 6.5.
Wow.
6.5, man. This was a fantastic
It's a wonderful cigar. I was so excited for you to smoke it.
And San Lotano, you guys are crushing it. AJ Fernandez, you're crushing it. That was such a great cigar that I will be buying plenty more of those in the future.
I will just say, and
it also burned a long time too.
Yeah, because it's a shorter cigar.
I got over an hour out of that cigar.
So I just, I'm an admitted fanboy of AJ Fernandez. But that said, I mean, more so than just about any other cigar maker I can think of, I feel like I can totally recommend anything that he was involved in. I've never had one of his cigars that I've said, okay, I like most of his stuff, but that one was just okay. Like, I feel like everything of his that I've had has been good to great.
You know what turned me on really to AJ Fernandez initially is I've had a few AJ Fernandez cigars and I always enjoyed them. But we ended up at Stogie's one day. This was years ago. This was probably 4 years ago.
Yeah.
We ended up at Stogie's one day and AJ Fernandez was there. And we got to meet him, and he had a translator at the time, so he didn't speak a lot of English. And so, we
had
said
on his
hi.
AJ hat.
Oh, yeah. He looked as AJ Fernandez as he can. Like, it was amazing.
Totally.
And he was so nice. And we ended up splitting a box of the...
You and I did. It was the Connecticut Broadleaf.
Yes, and it was so good.
It was the Enclave Connecticut Broadleaf cigars.
So good. So good. and then ever since then, the Bella Artes, all those, and then I started finding out. You started pointing this out a lot. Is a lot of those cigar brands that I don't know a whole lot about just ended up having been blended by AJ Fernandez,
or
like
at least
those
him
Nica
with
Libres, or like the
right.
the what's the Man of War,
The Man of War,
all those,
and the
those
Ave Maria.
Ave Maria, all those are AJ blends, and they're all great cigars.
And you reviewed one recently that was an aging room that he was involved in, and you gave me one of those for my birthday.
You smoke that yet?
Not yet. I'm very excited about it, but I've almost smoked it twice, and I've thought, no, there'll be a day where there'll be a day soon where I'm not going to save it too long, but there'll be a day soon when I go, okay, today's the day for that.
Day. You'll know when it happens.
Yeah, exactly. So